Hi folks, and welcome to the Money Mental UK YouTube channel. I'm your host Andrew. I'm a part-time eBay reseller and a mental health advocate, and today we've got a new series where I am going to be interviewing people on a, might not be weekly, but on a infrequent basis, all about their reselling journeys, their experiences as a reseller, and getting to know them a bit better. So there'll be various people from different parts of the community. And today we have Mel Back From Burnout, who we're interviewing, who is all the way from near Canberra. I want to say Canberra over in Australia. And she is about to come live with us now. Welcome, Mel. You're live on the Money Mental UK YouTube channel, and you're on mute. Take the mute off. Hello. Cannot hear a word. Take the headphones out and go back to the what you had before. So any minute now, we're going to hear from Mel. Otherwise, we'll just admire her beauty. While Mel is sorting out her audio equipment, we'll say a few hellos to the people of the chat. Hi, Rebecca. You are indeed first. Hey, Mr. Diggs. Hey, Adrian. Hey, Brum Reseller. A couple of pickers. Lisa. Tap Peddler Derek. Probably Pickers Rod. Nick K. Nick. Stu Manji Stu. Rewind Resells. Where the hell? I'm right here. Uniquely Me Tracy. Yes, Rod, I have changed my jumper. Eric's here. Hey, Eric. It's Eric Biscoff. Marie's here. Hi, Marie. Aid's in. Cara's in. Donna the Pinbox. Tommy's here. Just how he likes his women. Nice and quiet. But just go back to how it was before. You press enable sound. All right, so click on yourself. And all right, don't press the mute button. All right, you got to click on yourself and press enable sound. Go back in totally, come out StreamYard totally, then come back in again with the link that I sent you, Mel, and it should work for you. It's because you've changed your microphone halfway through. You probably should have a cam mic button at the bottom, but I don't even know if she's hearing me. Victoria's here. Welcome, Victoria. Gorgeous Georgina's here. Rod, give Mel a ring and tell her what she needs to do. Oh, here we go. We've got technical supporter here. We've got Mel's. Hi, Mel's daughter. Hang on. It's going well. This is a great start to a new series here, folks. Can't right come out of StreamYard completely, then come back in again. There we go. Right, okay. It's all right. I'll carry this show on by myself. If he talks a bit slower, we could try lip reading. Craig's in. Hi, Craig. Welcome. Nathan's here. Hi, Nathan. We've got Drew in. All the way from Australia, co-host of the Wednesday Waffle, of course. Drew's reselling metal detecting. Don't forget to give him a subscribe. Right, how far along am I? John's in. Hey, John. Leon's in. Paul Loran's in. Hey, Paul Loran. Frith Beast Q's in. Liz is in. Hey, Liz. Mel initially had a look of shock on her face. Yeah. Craig's in. Literally 30 seconds in, and we have potential carnage. We do indeed. Justin's in. Hey, Justin. Nick's here. Mel is having a couple of technical issues, but in exciting news, I'm going to be Mel. So, hello, people. My name is Mel, back from Burnout. I am from Australia, the land down under, as you may know it. That's my attempt at Mel's accent. Hi, Mel. Welcome to the Money Mental UK YouTube channel. Good to have you here. How are you today, Mel? I'm very well, thank you, Andrew. Very well. It's lovely to have you here. She should be back soon, says Rod. Of course she will. Yeah. So, Mel, fantastic. Nick, have you tried doing an Australian accent under pressure? It don't work well. So, Mel, what have you been up to today? Well, it's very early in the morning for me, Andrew. Right now here in Australia, it is 9:30 in the morning, 10 o'clock in the morning in Australia right now. So the morning has started. I've had my traditional McDonald's coffee. I've watched a little bit of that stupid wedding show that I watch. What's it called? Marriage at First Sight. And now I am all ready to be interviewed by you. The thing is, right, we was on beforehand with Mel. Sound was fine. We had a nice chat. She goes away to make a cup of coffee. She comes back. Carnage. Right. Anyway, so Mel, tell me a bit about yourself. What got you into reselling in the first place? Well, Andrew, I was working as a photographer, taking pictures of people's weddings and for school photos and such like, the children growing up, because it's all about the children. But it no longer excited me as much, so I looked for something else to do. And then I came across the concept of reselling through the Instagram. And from there, I decided I would buy these clothes and I would sell them for a profit. And so far, I am doing very well at it. I am the best clothing reseller in Australia. So yeah, well, Mel, that is fantastic. What a journey you've had there, from photographer to a hand puppet. Hang on, I've got a minion. Okay, this is say hello to Mel the Minion. This is Mel the Minion. Say hello to Mel the Minion. So yes, so Mel, don't you just look beautiful today? I just want to kick. Right, okay. So new concept interviews out a guest is genius. Yep. So Mel the Minion. Oh, hang on. I've got a message from Mel the American. She's got to reboot. It's okay, Mel. Don't worry. We're holding the fort. So, Mel, what is it that attracts you about selling clothing in particular? Well, Andrew, the reason I like the clothing so much is because it's very easy to source. When I live in the Canberra, especially the sportscraft stuff that I like to pick up and make Rod buy to resell. So yes, it's very cheap, very plentiful. Obviously, it's hard work. It's right. Look, it's not my fault that Mel's got a disability. So yes, because the clothing is so easy to source, I pick up the clothing very easily. I fill my car, and then I oh, hang on. And now I come back on the live. I think maybe not. Okay, so are there any particular? Here we go. Hello, you're on mute. Hello. I cannot. No, can't hear. What have you done to the thing? Can't hear a word. Not a word. Oh dear. So the first episode of Interview with a Reseller going brilliantly here, folks. Mel's unplugged something in a computer. Tommy says, mic's unplugged. Put the headset. Is it plugged in? Hang on. Is it plugged in? I'm typing to her now. It says, I'll put this message on screen. Mel, hang on. Mel, go into settings and try switching the mic input. That may work. Mel the Minion is doing better here. We could talk in sign language. Hang on. Can I add people on Facebook? Why don't you ring me? Ring me on your phone on the Facebook, and I'll play the audio on the screen. Let me do a video call to Mel. Hang on. Let me call Mel. Right, I'm now ringing Mel. This may work. I've pressed the call button. Allow. It's ringing. Will Mel answer the phone?
Hello.
Hello.
I'm having a shocker. I can't believe it. It was all set fine, and then it just, I don't know what happened.
We can hear you now. You're live, so we can at least hear you.
I've actually just turned off the whole computer and I'm rebooting it because I just don't understand what's, like, it's just, I can't hear a single thing that you're saying.
That's probably for the best. I was doing impressions of you.
Oh, really? Gosh.
This is Mel the Minion. Meet Mel the Minion.
The Minion.
You can't see, of course. I've not got it on video.
I can't see it. I'm just logging back in. I've totally.
Well, this is true monumental style. This is entirely normal for this channel. I wish I could say it was different. Right,
I think I might have it.
I've got you here. I can hear sound coming from you. I can hear me.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we're here. This is the greatest moment of this channel's history.
I was going to put the AirPods in because Kayla got home and I was like, oh, that's going to annoy her listening to me. But
Forget about Kayla.
I did. Let me just shut the door so she doesn't like hear everything.
Well, folks, I'm back. It's Mel. It's me. I'm here.
Okay.
Oh,
I'm flustered now. I've got like
yeah, but to be honest, that's how every lady feels around me, Mel. You're not alone in that regard.
Hello, everyone. That was a nightmare. Sorry.
We're here. The important thing is we're here now.
We're here.
You're looking beautiful. I'm here. We're looking sexy. You know, it's a perfect matchup. Welcome to Interview with a Reseller.
This is not an interview.
Yes, it is. I've decided that it is.
What are you drinking?
Peach squash.
Ooh.
From the world's greatest supermarket. Do you know which the world's greatest supermarket is?
I do. I think I do. Peach squash, like peach fizzy drink.
No. Cordial, maybe.
Oh,
that's the word.
Peach cordial.
Yeah.
I can't drink anything peach because when I was about 16, we got really drunk with a group of friends. And then, I don't know, we were out at some party and we were like I don't know if you call it an underpath that goes under a road. Like
Yeah, I know what you mean, yeah.
So we were under this underpath and this girl, we'd been drinking all this peach cooler, like, from the cask wine. Do you have cask wine or goon?
We have wine.
In like the silver foil box?
We have bottles.
You don't have boxed wine?
We probably do, but they don't do it in Aldi.
Okay, so we were drinking boxed wine because it was cheap. And
we used to have Lambrini instead.
Yeah, so it was peach and it was cheap. And I just remember this one girl I was with, she was under this underpath and she just spewed her guts up and all I can remember is that peach smell, and I have not been able to have anything peach ever since. Goon,
Wow.
that's it.
Traumatized.
I was.
So there you go, folks. A little insight into youth in Australia. pretty much the same as youth everywhere else in the world.
So I don't think I've had anything peach flavoured ever since.
What's the legal age for drinking in Australia then?
18.
18, same as here. It's 21 in America, but I was drinking in America as a 19-year-old because, you know, I'm tall and attractive.
I can't imagine waiting till you're 21. Like, I don't understand that. I think it seems ridiculous. Kids are well and truly ready by about 16, 17 to be drinking.
I fully agree.
Maybe not ready, you know, with the brain cells and stuff, but that's the age that they start drinking. Why make them wait till 21? They're just going to do it at home, surely.
Yeah, I started drinking when I was 15 or 16, and look at me now.
Same.
So, Mel, do you want to introduce yourself for the benefit of anyone here who's not come across you before?
Okay. Well, my name is Mel, and I'm from Australia. And I'm a full-time reseller on eBay. And just put that thing down. It's creeping me. And yeah, I don't know. I'm a mum. I've got 4 kids. My kids are older, so they're nearly 19, 17, 15, and 10. So I just do eBay full time.
I'm sure there was like 5 ages for those 4 kids then. Did you forget one's age and just think, I'll hope he doesn't notice?
19, 17, 15, 10.
You said 14 the first time as well. There was another age that slipped in there.
It was 15 yesterday.
15 yesterday, of course. I remember saying congratulations and happy birthday. I paid attention to Instagram.
Actually, it was 2 days ago. See.
Oh my God, this is what happens when you start to. Thank you, Eric. This is a serious reselling channel. Yep. No drinking takes place on this channel. No. So we've already learned had a little insight into Mel as a 16-year-old. She'd like to watch people throw a peach, as you do. So now you're over in Australia, near Canberra, I believe, the nation's capital. That's my knowledge of Canberra exhausted. What first made you get into reselling?
Okay, so I was not very well, so I was having some time off work, and I was a photographer. I was like a family photographer, so I used to shoot portraits, mainly of kids.
So I just said portraits. Then I heard you saying you used to shoot paw, and I was like, "Hang on, where's this going?" Portraits.
I used to shoot portraits, like mainly kids' portraits, but kids and families. And I was having some time off because I was not feeling very well, and yeah, I just kind of was like, what can I do from home? I've always kind of made my own jobs up, so I thought, what else can I do from home while I'm not shooting? And so I had bought my son some Nikes from the Nike outlet, and they were so cheap, and I was like thinking to myself, man, we would be able to sell these for more. Like, I can't believe I bought Nikes for like $30. So, yeah, I basically started with Nikes. I started going in there and just started with a few pairs, and then when one sold, I would buy another couple of pairs, and I ended up with, I don't know, 60, 80 pairs of Nikes in my little eBay shop, and I was buying like heaps of Nikes all the time. And then one day I was in there and I must have had about 15 boxes of Nikes. And there was I knew most of the sellers, like most of the workers in the Nike shop. They kind of knew me by face, and some of them knew me by name, and I'd have a chat to them. But there was this one girl, and she was new, and I was in there one day, and she said to me, I'm going to have to get you to sign like a waiver because to make sure you're not reselling, because you're not allowed to resell from our store. And I was like, oh, shit. So
I hope you completely ignored that, because that's bollocks.
Yeah,
well, in your possession, that's it.
It was actually like really busy that day in Nike, and this girl, she like started running around looking for this pad of paper for me to sign this waiver. And then she said to the manager, who recognized me, and she said, I was just going to find a waiver for this girl to make sure she's not reselling. And he goes, oh, don't worry about it, she's fine. And so it was busy, and so she just went, oh, we can't find it at the moment, we'll do it next time. And I was just like, okay, so then I left the store and I kind of shat myself, and I was like, okay, so clearly I can't build a little eBay business around only selling Nike, because if something goes wrong, then I'm going to lose, everything. So that's when I started, I was finding more and more people then on Instagram. I was kind of looking at the hashtags under reselling and eBay and stuff, and I found like a whole heap of I'm sweating. See, I was sweating. I found a whole heap of like resellers doing thrifting, and so I went, okay, well, maybe I'll give this a go. So I hadn't really ever set into a thrift shop, and I just decided, okay, I'll go give it a go. And that's how I started. And then I realized that instead of spending like $50 to $100 on a pair of Nikes to resell, that I was making about $30 profits on the Nikes, or more, like $30 minimum, depending on how quick I was flipping them and how cheap I could get them. But I kind of thought, okay, if I go into the thrift shop and spend $100, I'm getting like 50 items of stuff, and I can make a lot more than $30 for the same price that I'm getting from one pair of Nikes. So, so then I just kind of drifted away from the Nikes, and, I still pick up the odd pair every now and then now if I can get them cheap enough, but really I just kind of stick with the thrifting now.
Excellent. And now you've got a garage full of stuff. You've got an organizational system that still makes Rod have a heart attack.
Yep. And
you've got about 25 meals sat in your fridge ready to go.
Not anymore.
Sorry, 20 now. The days have gone past. Mel is the hardest working lady in the world. True story.
I'm not. I've done nothing this week. I've been like in a rut, and I've done nothing.
Well, now you're here doing me. So this is, the rut is over.
And that's what I said to you yesterday. I said, yep, I can't be bothered to work again tomorrow. I haven't worked all week. Let's go live.
I've done 13 listings already. So my target to you today is to beat my 13 listings.
I don't have anything photographed.
Well, go and photograph it.
Maybe.
No, maybe. Right. When we finished here, right, I want to hear that you've photographed and listed 14 items. How many's on your little, you've got that thing, haven't you, that rail that you keep stock on? I've watched. How many items are on that rail at the moment?
What?
Right. So there you go. Right. So we can definitely get 14 done today. Yeah. Deal?
Deal.
Good. Excellent. There you go. Rod, Mel will turn up on next Wednesday's waffle to say whether or not she's done this. You can have your revenge.
Andrew's trying to motivate Mel,
Andrew doesn't need to try.
I was in a rut, and I was like, nah, I'll just start again next week. I'll be fresh then.
No. Defective thinking. I was the same. I wasn't going to list anything today. I've put 13 items on, and since I've done that, I've had 3 sales. So
I've had some all right sales this morning, so I'm pretty happy with that.
Not good enough. No. Do 15 today. That's like less than the normal 100 a day you do, so it's a nice break for you. Mel is not the number one. She will rub it in my nose on a Tuesday show. Yeah, of course you've got your own YouTube channel as well, Mel. So what led you into the YouTube world then? Because we already know that you've conquered Instagram.
Not yet. I don't know what led me into YouTube. I think I just kind of thought, oh, well, that looks a bit of fun. And I felt like it was a bit of a creative outlet, I guess, which I was lacking since I'd given up the photography. So I wouldn't really call eBay like a creative outlet. Like the photos are all very boring. And so I think YouTube can give you that creative outlet. You showing me your jumper?
I'm showing the people of the YouTube world #1 clothing seller.
Can't see it with your name. You look like Santa Claus.
I'm not that fat.
So my YouTube's only like, I haven't done that many videos. The ones that I've done are pretty poor. So
well, that is not true at all. I was watching one of your videos when I was in the bath the other day. I enjoyed it immensely.
You're always in the bath.
I like to be clean.
Oh, okay. I was wondering if your shower was like full of like boxes and
It is, but I've got 2 showers. One of them is empty. The other one is full of stock. But I don't like showers. I'm not a shower. It feels like I'm just going out. It feels like I'm getting rained on. If I want to get a shower, I just go outside the house.
do you have like a sensory disorder?
I've got autism, haven't I? So that's one of the side effects.
So do you like only wear clothes that feel a certain way and things like that?
Yeah, there's certain clothes I can't wear because they just absolutely destroy me. Can't touch crayons either.
My son's like that. When he was a kid, he didn't like the shower, and we'd say, "Why won't you get in the shower?" And he'd say, "It hurts my brain."
Yeah, I agree.
Because he's got sensory, so he's got a phobia about buttons, and he will not wear anything with a button.
Well, that's understandable. You know, a lot of people have died as a result of wearing buttons.
So even when he goes to school now, like it's like even on the days where it's like 40 degrees here, he's wearing a zip-up coat to cover the buttons on his school uniform because he hates them that much.
So he can wear them, but he can't look at them if he's wearing them.
Yep, and he'll only wear them like to school. Like, and as soon as he gets in the door, he rips off his uniform so fast, and he puts it on like in the morning. He'll literally only put the shirt on the moment we're about to walk out the door. And he's 15 now. I'm like, you got to get over this. And he's like, I can't.
Fat man's shed here. He's saying his, I assume it's a he. Apologies if it's a she. You'd think with the name Fat Man Shed, it'd be a man. I think I'm reasonably okay there. My stepson is autistic and he hates his hair washed. It's like a battle to get his hair washed. That was me growing up. I used to hate it. Ever since, right, I'll tell you what ruined it for me, right, was when I was baptized in the church, right? I was fine. I had no issues then. When that bloody vicar turned up and poured bloody water over me, Christ, years of trauma after that. It was about 10 years before I could wash my hair myself.
Really?
It's like I've been drowned. Flashbacks to being christened.
It's weird. You wonder where that comes from, because like with my son, we noticed when he was 3, like he never liked buttons. And when he was 3, and he had to go to the 3-year-old preschool, and he had to wear like a polo top with a couple of buttons. And he used to always want his jumper on. And it was one day in like February when school had just gone back. So it was really hot here. And the teacher just insisted that he take his jumper off because it was far too hot. And he had this massive meltdown. And she called me, the teacher, and she said, "You have to come and pick him up." I don't know what happened. All we did was try and take his jumper off, and he's had a meltdown and he's passed out asleep, and we think you should come and get him. And I was like, okay. So I went down there and I woke him up, and he was just like, they made me take the jumper off and I could see the buttons. And I was just like, what the hell? So that's where it became like an issue. So then the teachers were kind of like, okay, so you don't like buttons? And he was like, no. And she said, well, just chop them off your top. So once we chopped them off his polo top, he was fine to go to school without his little jumper. And yeah, ever since he just hasn't liked buttons. It's a random thing. It's a random little quirk.
I'm okay with buttons. They're annoying, but I'm okay with them. I can cope. But yeah, like going into the hairdressers, like even now, you know, people was like, why hasn't he got a haircut or whatever? I hate having me hair touched and messed around with unless it's by somebody I know and can trust. I mean, normal hairdressers, you know, we've built up a relationship over a very long time. It's been my hairdresser for about 16 years, 17 years. I followed her through 3 changes of business. She's been around 3 places, right? I'm a number 1 customer. She understands that I don't want to be there. I want it done as quickly as possible with as little fuss as possible. I'm in and out within 10 minutes. So to see her going on holiday after it take me, and even then it takes me like 3 or 4 months to work up the nerve to go there, to see her having gone on holiday just when I've got to that point of going there, it's terrible. But I went to a new hairdresser. I survived the experience, and I look sexy so, you know.
So you don't like your hair being touched at all?
If it's somebody I know, it's all right. But if it's like a random stranger, it's horrible.
Oh, I love that.
Goes through me.
Massaged and my hair being brushed or my hair being played with something. I love that.
The one and only time I betrayed my hairdresser and went somewhere else, they started giving me like a head massage. I nearly broke the sink.
I can't. I love that. That's my favourite part of going to the hairdresser, like sitting in the basin and having it massaged.
If I let somebody touch me, it's a big sign for them of trust. So yeah, not easy. Like there's sometimes even in work, there's like people that'll tap me on the shoulder or something, and I'm like turning around ready to hit him. You know, it's not good.
Interesting.
Anyway, we're interviewing you, not talking about my bloody,
I told you it wasn't an interview.
Issues. So you branched into the thrift stores. I believe that you have more than one eBay shop as well. I think that is correct. Is it 2 or 3 stores that you've got? 3? I listened. You've got one focused on children's stuff.
Not so much anymore.
But it used to be, right? Well, it's not my fault you bloody keep changing your mind, is it? One focused on clothing. And then one focused on something I didn't pay attention to.
Books.
That was it. I remember now. I thought the kids' one was books as well, but yeah.
Yep.
Do you find books sell then? We had this conversation the other day, I know, when you were showing me some of your box sets, and I was asking for a different type of box, and we didn't quite, the translation didn't work.
Just brushes over my head, doesn't it?
I got horrible histories instead. Hey, Derek, I'm always behaving myself. So how do you get on with selling books then?
Yeah, I actually really quite enjoy selling books. And one thing is I don't actually list much on my bookshop at the moment because I started with the books because I picked up a whole lot of free books off Gumtree and Facebook, and I kind of got these big stacks of books. And so I kind of thought, well, a lot of the books they weren't books that I would have chosen. And I thought I don't want to fill my main store up with all these books. So that's why I kind of set the second site and just kind of made it books only. And I kind of figured, well, a lot of them were free and if they didn't sell, I'll just throw them out or, recycle them or whatever. But I didn't want them if they were junky books just to fill up the main store. So yes, I made the second book as books and, I've sold heaps of those books. But I think the good thing about the bookstore is I don't actually list on it every day or even every week. Like I probably haven't listed on the bookstore in like 3 or 4 weeks, to be honest. But I still get like a book sale a day, at least one. Yeah. So it's definitely one of those stores that I feel like just kind of keeps chugging along even if I'm not doing anything with it. So every now and then I'll go out and I'll specifically try and get like a whole heap of books and I'll throw them on that website, on that page. But I'm not buying books every time I go out because I kind of find there's only a couple of stores where I can get the books cheap enough. So I tend to wait till I go to those stores and then spend a couple of hours just looking for books. Yeah. Because I think with the books you've got to buy them cheap enough.
Do you have a lot of competition? Over here we've got a couple of companies who basically buy books for about a penny or 2 pence a book and then sell them on eBay or Amazon for about, they're probably only making about 10-20p profit per book, and they've just absolutely smashed the market. So there's not even any point competing with them.
I think with books, like there's quite a variety. Like some books you don't make very much money on, and some books you make heaps of money on. So I don't know. I kind of just feel like it's a bit like a DVD. You buy them for really cheap. So when I buy my books, I buy my kids' books for like 50 cents. I buy the paperbacks for like $1, and I might buy a hardcover book for $2. But I don't spend any more than $2 on a book. Unless it's like a book I know I'm going to sell for like $40 plus. Then I would spend like $5 on it. But yeah. But some of them, there's some. What's that?
Have you not? It's Minnie and Mel. This is who I was interviewing before you came on. Did you not hear Minnie and Mel?
No.
Hello, Mel. My name is Minnie and Mel. It's lovely to meet you. Hello, Canberra. I was from there too. We had a lovely interview.
So yeah, I like. They're easy to post. They're easy to store. They're just bread and butter. They're easy.
So, but do you have like big book buyers that are competition there then? Big booksellers, or is it?
I think with books you can't overcharge. Like you have to kind of come in on the lower end of the market to move them. So if you're prepared to do that, then I don't know.
Sounds like you don't have to worry about Music Magpie or World of Books over there, which is lucky.
We still got Booktopia, which I think is worldwide. So I think, and we've got our own bookshops that sell on eBay as well. So and they're all selling new books. So you've kind of got to.
Yeah, it's the used book market. We have the same with the media as well.
Yeah.
There's one or two big companies that buy it all for pennies. You know, they take it. They go to all the charity shops. They have contracts with all the major charity companies, and they say basically, you get any books or media in, no need to put them on the shelves. We'll buy them off you as a job lot. So we don't really get the stuff we get to see out on the shelves is the stuff that's quite often that they've rejected.
Yep. I think you can pick them up for free. Like people who are moving house and stuff, they just want to give away their whole book.
But then these big companies have also got discounts with the shipping companies. So the price they sell it for is less than it would cost us just to pay for shipping. So we've gone. So I'll give you an example. I've got a book. It's not to hand now. It was here earlier. A book about computer architecture. Anyway, right? I got it for free. We've got a load of the books for free. So I thought I'll work through these and list them all. Book bag of 20 books, all current. Used price on all of them, apart from £2.81. Now to ship those books would cost me £2.90. So if I list that, I'm losing 9p in shipping straight away. Before my eBay fees, before my PayPal fees, I'll be losing £1 on each book.
Yeah.
Can't compete with it.
I don't lose any money on books, but some of them I don't make a huge amount on. So I'm
going to move to Australia and I'm going to set up the Music Magpie.
I think if you sell like books in lots as well, like if you can get a series, you know, like 5 or 6 books by the same author, I find that you can lock them up and make quite good money that way.
I've got just down. Have you ever come across Lemony Snicket's books? I'm sure they have them.
Lebanese Snickers.
Snicket's.
No.
Okay. Yeah, well, this is a polo for you. It is a worldwide thing. I'll show you these now. They will have them in Australia. Very popular book series. There's been TV series, movies, and all sorts come out of it. Right.
Liz, yes, I do. Sorry, I'm just answering a question.
Oh, hang on. Let me just go big. So these, I'll try and get one as I've got a charity ship stacker on. Oh, they're all got it. A series of unfortunate events by, and this is by, oh God.
I think I have heard of those.
Yeah, Lemony Snicket. Get a complete set of those, which I've now got. I bought, there's either 12 or 13 or 14 of them. Hang on. Complete set of those. They go for good money. So I bought an incomplete set from the charity shop for that media seller I mentioned, World of Books. They're banging them out for about £2. So I just bought another 2 off them to complete the set. Yeah. I'll make a good profit. So yeah, that's well worth looking out for those. Yeah,
I think the teenage novels as well, the fiction, they a lot of them about vampire. I don't know if they're vampire.
Suzanne Collins sort of True Blood sort of stuff.
Well, True Blood, I wouldn't say that's a teenage, like a.
I would.
Like, do you think? Because have you read True Blood books?
It's for the older teen market.
True Blood.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. I've read every single book. I know every detail.
You haven't read any of it, and it's
no, I haven't. I've no clue.
True Blood books are actually like.
I've no clue. I just want to see if I can wind you up.
They're actually like porn books. So I quite often see them in the children's section, and it always just makes me shudder thinking of like a 12-year-old kid picking up that book and reading it. They're my favourite books, but True Blood. In fact, I think I'm going to start that again this week. I need to start reading again, and once I get into those True Blood books, I just can't stop. So I think I better pick those books up again soon. It's good.
The last book set I sold was the Hunger Games. Those books.
I haven't read Hunger Games.
I've sold them. I've not read them. They were new. They were still in the shrink wrap, so I would have read them if they'd been used. To be fair, because I like the films, but yeah. So you've got a bookstore. You're the greatest bookseller in Australia.
Don't know about that. We wouldn't go that far.
And that all started because you picked up the free books off the Gumtree and the Facebook. What got you into kids?
Selling kids stuff.
We'll go with that.
Well, I got kids stuff. I got kids.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't sell a lot of the kids stuff. I don't find many toys over here. I don't really enjoy selling the plush. I don't have much success with them.
Right. I hate plush.
I don't know. I think I'm going to move that store more towards clothes as well, the second store, because my main store is kind of at capacity now. So I think I'll start putting some clothes over into the third store.
Well, could you go gender specific? I don't know if you pick up men's and women's clothes or just women's.
I do sell a lot of men's clothes. I probably prefer to sell men's clothes.
So do I. Prefer to wear them as well.
Okay. So yeah, I do. I definitely. We don't have as much men's clothes over here. Like the range of men's clothes is so much less than the women's.
Yeah.
But men's is very simple because it's, shorts, pants, T-shirts, shirts. Like there's not a huge, I don't know, I find it quite easy. But yeah, I like selling men's clothes. I sell a lot of men's clothes. In fact, I'd actually be interested to see the ratio because I reckon I would almost sell more men's clothes than women's.
I don't really do women's clothes at all. They confuse the hell out of me. I do have some to list. I've listed some bras. That is as far as it goes. The men's clothes is much easier for me to understand. I can walk into a charity shop or op shop, I believe that it's known as in Australia, and I know what I'm doing on the men's clothing section. I know the brands. I know what to look out for. If I have a look at the women's rail, it's like I've entered a strange new world where I don't know anything, and there's no sports craft.
I think the problem with the women's clothes. Sorry, I can't get my book comfy. The problem with the women's clothes is there's just so many different styles. Like I don't know, dresses, and I don't know. Maybe because I'm not a real girly girl. Like I don't know. I'm not a big clothes shopper myself, so I just like comfy clothes, and I don't know, maybe that's why, but I don't know. I sell both. I'll sell whatever can make me money.
Right, Stu, I don't know how Stu knows about this. Andrew tends to sell women's clothes. He won't tell me how he knows about the fact that I inadvertently sold a woman's top as a man's top. It looked like a bloke's top. It was in the men's section in the charity shop. So, I listed it as man's. I measured it. I put all the measurements in the listing and the description and everything. So the bloke who bought it must have clearly thought it fitted him to buy it. So how was I to know that buttons are done the wrong way and whatever?
Yeah, buttons they're on opposite sides for women and men's, but sometimes it can be a little bit tricky if they're like a plus size. It can be a bit tricky to tell.
It was a large. It said large on the label, so again, that's a man's size.
It's also a woman's.
That's not my fault. And easy. He won't tell me how he knows about this, though. Was it you I sold it to, Stu? Is this the issue? I refunded that customer in full as well.
So those books behind you, are they your personal collection or for sale?
Yes, no. This is my personal collection now. I think I've got about 5 books for sale, but as you say, there's too much competition here in the book market. It's impossible to. It's a bit better on Amazon, as I understand it, but on eBay.
But you like to read?
I haven't read any of those books in many, many years.
Oh, okay. Why not?
I don't have the time to read between YouTube, running a Facebook cult, well, I have now retired, but spending my time flirting with women, as it were. eBay business, working full time, very difficult, very difficult.
We're all exes now.
Yes, I am no longer on the market, ladies. You must desist from sending me nude photos of yourselves. That will not work to tempt me out of retirement, I'm afraid.
You miss out.
I'm not missing out. They're missing out. I'm quite happy.
We'll see how long.
Look for Folio Society books. Yeah, there are.
What's that? Folio Society. What's that?
So they're sort of special, sort of limited edition, specially binded, very expensive books that done on limited print runs to people who've got more money than sense can buy them.
What about, like, I sell quite a lot of Bibles.
Yeah, I never see them. I don't know. I'm sure I've heard, but it may not be true. But I've heard that the charity shops aren't allowed to sell them because I've certainly never seen one.
Some of our charity shops just have them like sitting on the counter, like near the thing. And because I was in there one day and I saw about 3 Bibles and I was like, oh, beaut. And so I said to him, how much are the Bibles? And he said, oh, no, they're free. If you would like a Bible, you can just take it. And I was like, oh, that's awkward, but okay, I'll take it. I'll take one of the Bibles, but I actually
take one. Take them all.
Oh, as if you can take.
Yeah, of course you can. In my local Wickes, which is a do-it-yourself, I don't even know that's a hardware store over here, right? They had a big box of electricals. It said free, so I just grabbed the box and walked out. I'm not missing out on profit out of some sense of decorum or whatever.
They're good money in the Bibles, so maybe you should ask them. Ask them if they've got any. Maybe they've got them out the back and you can just pick them up for free.
I don't even know if they sell. I've no idea.
They do. I'm telling you, they
sell. I've got this sort of vague thought in my head that if I touch one, I'll burst into flames. I'm not sure I want to test the theory, to be honest. But yeah, no, I have been looking for him, but I just never seen him.
Pick him up, Rob.
Don't know.
The leather ones, they sell really well.
Rob says, what the hell? Mel is on Drinking with Andrew. This is the reseller interview series, Rob. Don't worry, you'll get your chance to come on here soon. But meet Mel's. This is Minnie and Mel. My name is Minnie and Mel. I did the first 15 minutes of Mel's interview because she forgot to turn on the computer.
Can you somehow cut that first 15 minutes from your... No, it's done. Well, you didn't even give me a second before you went live. Like, you literally pushed the live button instantly.
We were talking for 5 minutes before it.
No, I was making a coffee, but as soon as I sat down, it was already on live.
Well, yeah, because we were past the start time. The audience was waiting. The crowd was going wild. All my thrift shops have free Bibles. I stay away. I'll burn too if I touch them. Exactly, Rob. Exactly. Aid says he sold a lovely Bible not so long ago for 150. Well, maybe the charity shops do have them then. Maybe I'm just not maybe somebody else is getting to the Bibles before Mark. Bloody Mark, it'll be Mark. Mark, if you're watching this, you are not allowed to take my Bibles. Right? They are mine. We've established the fact that the people of Wrexham are not allowed to source in this time. If you're a reseller based in Wrexham, you must go to other places like Chester to source.
What's on your top?
It says...
No. Like there's like a sticker or something.
Oh, shit. That's bloody price label.
You for sale.
Do you find this, that because they have the stickers on the stuff you pick up in the shops, that you stock, the freaking, you take the labels off, and then like I put them down all in a pile ready to go in the bin, and that pile there's always something that's gone rogue, and then I find it like on my shoulder a week later.
Most of our stuff is like on swing tags.
Okay, so I have no idea what that is, but I assume it's sexual.
Like a well, this isn't one, but like a tag. So they're not sticky.
Yeah, no, we do that with the clothing.
Oh yeah, the clothing. Sorry,
not
yeah,
not with the hard goods.
Yeah, I guess the hard have other stickers, and the shoes.
Yeah. I'm not trying to sell the jumper, Eric. So yeah, right. Anyway, right, we've lost focus. So, back from burnout. Why? But I know the answer to this, obviously, but there may be two people who don't. Why back from burnout?
Because I was burnt out. So, yeah, I pretty much think I had a bit of a midlife crisis, and I was burnt out. I think I'm still having a midlife crisis. I don't know when it stops, but anyway, I had a bit of a midlife crisis, and yeah, I was tired and I was sick and I was just burnt out, and so yeah, I started up the Instagram page to kind of motivate me. I wasn't reselling then, so I called it Back From Burnout, and it was just basically to motivate me, and I was following people who were really positive and just made me feel good, and I used the page to share like my cooking and my food to like make me eat healthy, and just kind of
looks like it's bloody paid off as well. Christ, the figure on Mel is unbelievable.
The what?
The bloody figure you've got on you now is unbelievable. It's amazing. Unlike mine, but we won't go into that.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm saying you look very good.
Oh, well, you always say that, so.
So, and then of course you started the reselling, so you merged the two together, I guess.
Yeah, well, I guess I started putting a little bit of reselling on, and then as I became like full time, I guess, into reselling, that became more of my life. So, I never really used that Instagram page to share like my personal with my my kids, or like that was kind of like what I was doing in the day, and at the time I wasn't really doing much because I wasn't working much. So as I started reselling more, it just became more about reselling, and now I think the majority of people who follow me are into reselling or interested in reselling. So I just kind of, I guess I focus on that now.
Yeah.
The more I notice like the followers are coming from people who either resell on eBay or Poshmark or yeah.
I always check out when I get a new follower. I have a look to see who else they're following, and I can quickly tell then, this is a reseller, or they're just following me because they fancy me. Sometimes it's both. I'm very lucky. Megan's got a question for you. Who were you following for motivation and mood boosting?
Oh, so what I did was I blocked every single person I knew. So I wasn't following anyone I knew, because I didn't, in your own personal feeds, and then you hear people whinging and ranting, or just, I don't know.
It can get you down. Yeah.
Yeah, I just didn't want to hear. I didn't want to follow anyone that I knew on that account. I had my other personal account that I still, it wasn't really a personal account, but it was my photography account, which I've still got, but I don't go on to. But I guess I just started Googling people who are in the debt-free community who were, trying to pay off their debts, because that was something that I needed to do. And I just followed people who were kind of into fitness and meal prepping and trying to be. I don't follow the fitness freaks that are like freaks about it. Like, I don't want somebody who's obsessed with that kind of stuff. But I guess I just follow. I don't know, just people who seemed motivating. I don't know. And if anybody was,
I am so grateful to you right now for not saying Gary V and Tim Robbins, because that's all anyone ever bloody says.
I definitely follow Gary V. I love Gary V.
Right.
But I love Gary V. How can you not like him?
It's just an idiot. He's a trust fund idiot.
No, I love him.
Yes. He has done nothing. He just does a lot of social media and has a camera crew follower. If I did that, right, honest to God, if I had a camera crew following me around on my daily life, I'd be much bigger than Gary V. I'd be less motivating as well. Mostly this would be like how not to die on a daily basis. But, the content may be quite different. But no.
Oh, I like him. I like his rants and I like his mashups. And
it's not honest. It's just staged.
Yeah, no, it doesn't matter. It's still motivating. I've got like a 15-minute show of his that I just love, and I just listen to that every time I need a bit of a. In fact, I probably should listen to it this week. I need a bit of a.
I'll tell you what, right? I will film you a 15-minute motivational show that'll knock your socks off.
Why don't you do that? Go on.
You'll never need. I'll do it. I'll do it all in the voice of Minnie and Mel.
That I will not listen to that for more than 2 seconds.
Why not? Minnie and Mel is brilliant. You cannot listen to. You got to listen to Minnie and Mel. Minnie and Mel says list more stuff. Yes.
He was in the wine business, Rod. That's how he got started.
Exactly, Rod. Exactly. Easy to step up the ladder when you are already halfway up. All right. Well, we'll not insult Gary V anymore because Mel may punch me. We'll move past that and we'll insult Tommy Robbins or whatever his name is. Do you like him as well?
I don't mind Tony, and I do follow him, but I don't like him in the same way as Gary V.
Well, at least we're halfway there.
But I do have some like motivational podcasts and things that I follow, and I think you need some of that. Like, I think you do need some of that in your news feed, some like motivational quotes. And every now and then, I think when you're scrolling, like, there's too much negativity, so you do need to see you do need to see those quotes and stuff. They kind of sometimes they just reson with you. And if somebody's just on there ranting constantly, I just get rid of them.
I must remember not to rant. There you go, folks. Top tip: don't rant on whatever but you just said you like Gary V's rants.
No. Like, I don't mind some ranting. I just don't like constant, not even ranting, whinging. And you can get into modes like where you whinge all the time, and you tend to take it out on the same people sometimes. And you've got to sometimes go, oh, I'm whinging. It's all right to have a rant and have a whinge every now and then, but you've got to be careful because it brings other people down as well.
I have an expression. It's all about the PMA, the positive mental attitude. That I constantly say. I say that so much to my staff, they're sick of me saying it. They view it as a negative when I tell them that. But I believe in it. You know, the attitude that you approach something with, it influences the amount of success you experience in that. If you walk into something thinking, I'm never going to do this or whatever, the likelihood of you achieving that outcome has already diminished by at least 50%. If you walk into it and you think, all right, I might not do this, but I'm going to give it a bloody good go, you'll have more chance of succeeding. Yeah. If you walk into it and think I'm going to be the best at this ever, you may get disappointed. So, that halfway one when you're thinking, right, stuff it, I'm going to give it a go, that's the PMA.
Yeah.
There you go. That's your 15-minute video done. Just take that bit there.
I want to hear Andrew like motivating like Gary Vee.
I give the Gary Vee. I wipe the floor of him. Put him in a room with me for 5 minutes. He'll be coming out a different man. But yeah, I mean, I do enjoy. I liked watching his trash talk series, but I got so fed up with people saying mug life all the time to me. I wanted to take a mug to their life, but apparently that wasn't allowed. But yeah, I did enjoy that trash talk series he did. I presume you watched that on the YouTube.
I think definitely, like, I mean, Gary Vee's got my favorite ever quote. So that, I don't know. I like him. I like him.
What's your favorite ever quote?
Well, my favorite ever quote, I'll probably say it wrong now, but it is basically,
it's a top favorite, folks.
It's basically people are so worried about getting things right rather than just getting shit done. And I just think that is so true. We all try to make things perfect and then we procrastinate on it. So you've just got to, everybody's got to stop trying to make things perfect, and you just got to, and I was a bit like that with YouTube. There's been so many videos that I've started and then gone, oh, that is so crap and that is terrible, and then I scrap them, and I think it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be perfect. You've just got to get it out there and get it done.
I have a slightly different expression that I use, which is just turn up. Yeah. So my approach, as long as you put yourself there and out there, stuff's going to happen.
Yeah.
Might not be the stuff you want to happen. You might end up setting fire to your webcam, for example, as happened yesterday. But if you turn up, right, stuff will happen. It's if you don't turn up, it's if you stop going out, you stop putting yourself out there, that's when things go bad.
And people do it with their eBay business as well. They procrastinate on the photos or making them perfect or making the listing perfect. Just go fast and just get it done. I don't know, I just think there's too much focus on being perfect, and none of us are perfect. We've all got our faults. We've all got things that we don't like about ourselves. And I don't know, you got to step outside the box and just go do stuff.
No worries, Stu. Take care.
Who's a trust fund baby?
Well, Gary Vee. Always goes on about come from nothing, but his family were multimillionaires. I'm pretty sure he didn't have an empty bank account.
You can say that, but you can't. He works hard.
He is hard work, I agree.
He works hard. So it's not like he sits around and has it all given to him on a platter. He literally does work his butt off to grow. Yeah.
He just seems entirely fake to me. Right. Honestly, I think that he would be one of those people who would be on selling Amazon courses to me if his life had gone in a different direction. That's all I'm saying.
He doesn't sell. He all the information he puts out is free.
Yeah, he gets a shitload of money from his YouTube channel.
Yeah, he does, but he's still not free. He's still not trying to say join. I mean, you can imagine if he said join my private Facebook group and it costs you $10. Can you imagine
but if he did that, he wouldn't have the following he does. I think that's an example there of, what do you think, Tommy? Putting yourself out there and getting that view and that support whilst selling courses and whatever. You're only ever going to hit a certain level. You're never going to grow like that. So that's why I always say, people selling the courses or whatever, I'm not a fan of that. I would definitely agree on that.
Courses either. I especially don't like people who sell courses who are not very experienced themselves.
Oh, yeah. So some people have been selling on Amazon for a year. Right, I'm going to sell a course to show people how to do this. And if they was running a multi-million-pound business, you're going to want to learn about that, aren't you? You are. If they've taken a business from zero to £1 million in a year, fair enough. But the truth is that they are you and me. They're doing the same things as us.
And I used to see it a lot in the photography community, because there'd be people who wouldn't be photographing for very long, and then next minute they're trying to teach, you know, and selling workshops, and that was like a big thing in the photography, because photography it's hard to make money in, because it's either weekend work, or people think you're too expensive, or like it is a hard job to make money in, like charging for something that you're being creative for.
Yeah.
You have to find the right person who likes your style and different things. So what I found in that community was people over and over just starting to pay to sell, you know, workshops, and people would say it to me all the time, you know, when are you going to teach? When I was like, no, I'm not. That's not what I'm here for. I'm not a technical photographer. I didn't go to school to study photography. I'm self-taught. I know how to teach. I know how to do it myself, but I'm not very good at teaching others, because I'm not a technical shooter. I shoot how I see.
Yeah.
So it's hard for me to.
I guess you can't teach that, can you? Because that's instinct as well, isn't it?
It is, and you really, you have to have the eye for it. And I feel like that's going to be the next thing that happens in this community. I feel like eBay and stuff, there'll be a lot of people trying to teach eBay soon.
Yeah, well, Andrew Minalto is a name that occurs to me over in the UK. He used to sell. He went the opposite way. He used to sell courses on how to do eBay. He'd basically, he'd be like, right, buy a box load of DVDs or Blu-rays, a job lot off eBay, and then flip them individually, build your store up, and then he'd be like, you know, and then go into wholesale. And then all of a sudden it was like he discovered Amazon. So now he's selling Amazon courses. eBay's crap. It's not for anyone. You can't make any money on it. And I'm thinking, so you've just done a total pivot there on all those people who were following your advice and doing eBay and whatever. You've left them now.
Yeah.
Not interested anymore. Come to join me in Amazon. And you're like, right. So really, actually, all you're doing is selling courses.
Yeah. I think that in the next year or two we'll see a big spike in that, in the reselling community.
Speaking of which, look out soon for the Money Mental UK How to Sell Crap on eBay course. Available for £100. Teach you everything you ever need to know about eBay.
I think, and you know, I don't really know. I don't think I'm not saying there's anything wrong with teaching, but I think you have to have some level of experience, and I think you have to have, I don't know.
The issue I have with it is, right, so say it takes you 2 to 3 months to put a course together on something, which it's probably going to take longer, but say it takes, 3 months to do one, right? We know how fast the market moves. So what you put in that thing as advice 3 months ago, it ain't going to be the same by the time you release that. So the world, it moves too quickly. There's stuff that I pick up now that I wouldn't touch 3 months ago, and there's stuff that I didn't pick up 3 months ago that I will now, because the market, the demand has changed. So that's always why I'm wary of these things, is that actually how up to date is this stuff? Are you teaching me to do something that it might have worked for somebody a year ago, 6 months ago, but is it going to work right now? I'd rather the immediacy, and I think YouTube is something that gives you a lot more immediacy. We could do a sales update and show stuff we sold last week. Well, that's pretty immediate. If it sold last week, there's a good chance it'll probably sell this week. Although, of course, there's also a good chance 50 or 100 of the people who ever watch that are going to pick up the same stuff as well. But at least you get more up to date. When I first started, I made a big mistake when I first started doing reselling. Watching all the YouTube videos and stuff of what was selling well, and I was like, right, I was going out and picking up that same stuff. I wasn't looking at the date when that video was filmed. So I was picking up stuff that the market had been flooded with, the value was gone, and I was overpaying for it, and I wasn't selling it, and I was, or I was selling it for a loss. So, that's the risk. I've been burnt by that, and it's influenced how I run my business now.
Yeah. I mean, there's so much free advice for learning how to do eBay, yeah, I don't know. I don't think people should be paying to learn how to do eBay.
Yeah.
I don't know. I get
I agree.
Want to learn, but there's so many people in the community as well that are so open and willing to share and help each other out. So, all it takes is reaching out to someone, and there's so many people that will help you out and give advice or answer questions, or, none of us are experts. We're all still just plugging along trying to do it.
Do you have these, there's these buy list things where people put a list together of what's selling sort of thing, and then they charge people to have that list? Is that something to go? Okay, we have a few of those over here. I believe there's loads in America, and people make a living out of selling these lists of stuff. But again, it's yeah, absolutely might have been stuff, but if you sell that list to say 100 people, 1,000 people even, that stuff isn't going to sell as well anymore. So much better to go out there, find stuff yourself, do your own research. Sorry?
The person who's selling that list doesn't care if it stops selling, because they're making their money from selling.
Yeah, exactly.
So they don't care.
So yeah. Tommy's saying it's worse for you not knowing how defunct the US channels are as well. YouTube has a way to send new resellers to. Well, yeah, I mean, there's also people who make money from YouTube and get a full-time income from that. Not really in the UK over here, because the reselling community isn't that big. But you go to America, you got a channel with 250,000 subscribers, going super chat crazy and whatever, all that ad revenue and stuff. That YouTube channel is a core part of their business. And actually,
I think I follow a few frauds. Or sometimes I'll send him a picture. I'll say, "Do you follow this one?" And he's like, "Don't."
It's like, but it's like, if you're spending that much time on YouTube, can you spend that much time reselling? I don't know.
I think YouTube is very time consuming. I know that I don't get, I would like to put out some more videos and stuff, but they are definitely time consuming, and I'm still quite uncomfortable in front of the camera, and there's so many things that I don't like about it, and then it takes a long time to edit it. And
don't edit. I don't edit.
Yeah.
You can build a YouTube channel with no editing whatsoever. I'm living proof of that.
Yeah. How far? But
remember my personal philosophy? Just turn up.
Just turn up. Okay.
That's all you need to think about. I mean, yeah, if you want to do editing, I know it really helps. There's people who produce good, well edited content, and that really helps their channel grow and whatever, But if you're finding that editing is taking 20 or 30 or 40 hours a week, you've got to have that decision as to, well, actually, is that time better spent on my eBay?
Absolutely.
As opposed to building a YouTube, because your eBay is going to bring in your money, a lot more money, a lot quicker than the YouTube is.
And really, with the YouTube, you're not going to start making decent money until you've got a hell of a lot of subs.
Yeah.
Clearly I don't make money, so I don't know, what it all is. But from what I gather, you don't make very much money until you've got a lot of subs.
Yeah, you'd need, well, I mean, it depends on the nature of the content and what you're doing on YouTube, but I'd be thinking 100K, 100,000 plus, possibly, before you're starting to make what I would deem a reasonable full-time income.
Well, yeah, and for the hours that you have to take into the amount of hours that you spend making video. Like, I think the lives are a bit different, because you're either just sitting at your computer, or you're doing the working hangout, or you're just having a lazy day like us today. But I think to make the videos, it's time.
I've listed 13 items. 13 items. Thank you very much.
Well, I've ended and relisted about 13 items. Does that
I've
count?
ended and relisted another 15. I'm in the lead here, Mel. I'm a harder worker than you are. True story.
You are today. You are. This week, you win.
By the end of today, though, you will be harder worker because you'll do more.
Next week, you don't win. I've gone so dark. It's going to rain here.
Rod was saying it was raining where he is. I know that's obviously quite away from you, but I think this is good. The Australia needs the rain.
I looked at my, where is it? Can you see all the little rains that's coming up?
Yeah, I can, but I can also see it's 20 degrees.
Yeah, it's 20 degrees.
Yeah, I'm not saying that you can't make money off YouTube with less subs. I'm saying it depends on the content, etc. But for a reseller, you're going to need at least 100,000 subs.
Subs
and the views that they bring with you, you know.
Bollocks.
You know, so, you know, when I say it depends on the content, etc., that's a caveat to me saying that what I'm saying isn't right for every YouTube channel, yeah?
So
people take it so seriously, it's unbelievable.
What?
People take it so seriously, it's unbelievable.
YouTube?
You need a phone case, Tracy says.
How do you go to?
She says, I can see you need a phone case.
We do need some rain, Liz, so yeah, it'll be good if it comes. Subs mean 0 after 1K. Okay, so once you've got your 1K and you monetize, it's all about your views.
You could have, if you get a video that goes viral, it's going to make you money, isn't it? If it's monetized.
Yeah. Yeah.
I will never produce a video that becomes viral. I have to grind.
Bollocks. Bollocks. What's bollocks?
It's a British swear word for testicles.
Oh. Okay. I'll remember that. So
speaking of YouTube, of course, you've now got your regular show with the beautiful Brom.
Yep.
What was the inspiration for that?
Well, I think we just kind of felt like there wasn't, in Australia anyway, there wasn't very many daytime shows. Everyone was kind of at night, and maybe that's because a lot of people are part-time sellers and there's not as many of us who are full-time, but we kind of thought it would be nice to have a daytime show. And we also thought it would be nice to have a ladies show because, you know, there's so many men. There's much more men in... I think there's much more men in the reselling community. I don't know, maybe there's just as many women, but they're not as put out there as much. So, because it is quite hard to put yourself out there. Bye, have fun. I don't know, it's intimidating, I think, as a woman to put yourself out there. So, I don't know, maybe that's why there's less women. I mean, you see lots of women in the chat. There's just not as many women out there talking about it live. So Bron and I just thought that would be a good idea, and yeah.
I think it's great. I enjoy watching it, and it's just a bath time for me as well.
Bath time?
Yeah.
With the bath time watching us on the YouTube.
I'll put the laptop on the toilet. I sit there watching it. I have my mobile phone in my hand so I can type in the chat. I enjoy it. But yeah, I hope you're enjoying it as well.
Yeah, I am. It's fun and it's been good, and I don't know, we're just trying to keep the talks to about an hour so that, you know, people can replay them, and there seems to be quite a few people replaying them afterwards, a lot of mums on Instagram and stuff. So I think we're kind of hitting the mark with maybe some more of the mums. Maybe they can relate to us or something a bit better. I don't know.
I've often wanted to hit on with the mums as well. Perhaps for different reasons, but I'm retired from that anyway. So what are your plans for the future then, Mel?
Well, what are my plans for the future? My future, who knows what holds for my future? I don't know.
Mel, you're one of the most driven people I know. You've got plans.
Well, I do have some plans, but I don't know. I got some money plans by July, but I'm not sure if I'm going to hit the mark because January hasn't been that great for me. So I really need to pick that up the next few months if I want to make that happen. And yeah, I would like to grow the YouTube and make some more videos and see how I can do with that. I don't know.
Okay. Just on that point, is there anyone here who isn't subscribed to Mel Back From Burnout? I have dropped a link in the description to Mel's channel. I'm sure one of me spanner wrenches will also drop a link in. Please do subscribe to the gorgeous Mel and her YouTube channel.
I'm nearly at 700.
Pardon?
I'm nearly at 700.
Nearly at 700. Right. So how far off 700 are you? See if I can get you to 700 now.
689.
689. Right. Come on, folks. Right. Somebody drop a link into Mel's channel. Let's see if we can get Mel past the 700 mark. We got Derek to 1,000 yesterday.
Get that on this channel.
We got Derek to 1,000 yesterday. Thank you, Tracy. Tracy has dropped a link there to Mel's channel. Hit that subscribe button. Get your troll accounts to subscribe as well, folks. Let's see if we can get this up to 700. You've all got troll accounts you used to troll me, I'm sure. You must have some. Let's get Mel to 700. Thanks, Jack. Jack subscribed there.
That's crazy, actually. It wasn't very long ago that I don't know. I think when I was on with Tracy, I was only on like about 400 or something. Like, I don't know, like the last couple hundred have come in quite quickly. So this has probably been a good month for me growing subs. And I think my storage videos brought in a few subs. It's done quite well. So
that was a really good video that I've not watched yet. But
why have you not watched that one? You watched one of the really old crappy ones the other day.
Yeah, and I got mentioned in it twice. That's how you get that. If you want me to, right, true story here, folks. If you want me to watch a video, tell me that I'm in it, then I'll watch it. 700 apparently, Jack says.
The
check your subs. Apparently that was last week of December at 400 subs as well, so that's great growth.
It's still at 689. What are you talking about?
All right, hang on. Right, I take it you haven't got Social Blade.
What? I got Tool Bloody or Tool whatever Tommy put me onto.
Okay, hang on. Let's have a look. Entertain the chat.
So I don't understand how you found that old video of mine the other day and found yourself mentioned twice when I didn't even tell you that. So why were you watching that old video and not the one that's doing really well?
Well, because I wanted to watch that one.
Oh.
It was, I wanted to see a bit more of Mel out and about.
Is there really 707?
I'm just taking a look now. 710.
It's so crazy. I just can't. It's weird. It's grown so fast. Like, I don't know what's happened this month. Instagram has gone berserk. Like, some days
I just want to address Callie's point. It's not shallow. I work full time and I'm doing eBay. I honestly, the amount of time I have to watch YouTube is tiny. So
it's because you're always on YouTube.
I'm either broadcasting on YouTube and doing my eBay, or I'm on or I'm dealing with my Facebook group. So I very rarely get the chance to watch any YouTube videos at all. So you know, hence why I say if you want me to watch something, mention I'm in it. You're more likely to get me to watch it. It's capacity. There's so much great content out there that people put out. Really good stuff.
Video. Because how did you know you were in that video? Because I didn't tell you, and that was an old video. Well, so has somebody told you I mentioned you? I'm
not saying anything. You're on 714 subscribers now.
I told you.
You've got a nice safety net there. You're well past 700. 714 subs now, Mel.
That's awesome. Thank you so much. I can't believe it. It's just gone berserk. Like, really, I feel like there's been like a couple hundred in the last month or something on YouTube. There's been like 500 or something on Instagram this month that it's just grown.
There you go. Ken speaks true words as always.
Not really.
Yes.
You haven't even seen me drunk yet, Ken.
I am often at the pub as well, Lobster. We weren't going to mention that.
Yeah. And Tommy said something before I saw him. He was paying me out again about his channel.
I hear Ken did a video with Rod earlier as well. I've not had a chance to watch that yet, Ken. But I heard that went quite well. We'll have you after 6. Look, Derek, I got you to 1,000 subscribers, right? Is it my fault, Derek, if you then managed to annoy those subscribers to the extent that they actually desubscribe from you? But yeah, so as Callie Pickett says, you put out regular, good content, the growth will come as well.
I think sometimes you sit there and you think, I want to put out a video, but I don't know what to put out. Like, what would people possibly want to see? Like, how many times I feel like it's the same things, or I don't know. I might do a live coming up in a couple of weeks, maybe on a Monday when I do heaps of shipping. And I'm not going to do it this Monday because I don't think I'll be in the mood, but I might do it in a couple of weeks, and I might do a live like while I'm packing on a Monday, because I always pack so many. So maybe that would be kind of fun or something.
A lot of people are interested in seeing the process as well that you go through. I find because they pick up, hints and tips from it and whatever. So, I think people would really enjoy watching that. I mean, if I did a packing with Andrew video, there'd be a lot of blood. That's all I'm saying. Hence why I don't do one.
I feel like if I
lose a limb,
but I'd be so much slower than because I go pretty fast while I'm packing. So I feel like I'd be like slow.
That's the only downside. You've got to give it time. That's the thing, because whatever you're doing will take 4 or 5 times longer. Yeah. Do a listing live, and in the time it would take me to do 20 or 30 listings, I've done 4. Yeah. So because you want to be respectful to the chat and keep on top of what's going on there.
No little workers here, Tommy.
You can't show the processes. The little Asian kids will be deported, says Tommy.
No little workers here. I am trying, but it's not.
Have you sacked your daughter yet?
No, I haven't sacked her, but I haven't given her any work this week. But she hasn't really asked
doing it now. She could be bloody taking the pictures now while you're on this.
She just left. She's gone to work.
Well, that's not good enough. Get her back.
She's gone to work. She's doing a double shift today.
Right, well, she can take some photos when she comes back. Then she's not worked hard enough.
Yeah, well, I have to redo half the photos that she did, so it's a bit anyway.
It takes time it's like when I have a new member of staff join me in work. I know for the first 6 months, oh bloody hell, David, thank you. Christ, 20 quid, I wasn't expecting that. Thank you.
I'll tell you what.
Very kind of you, David. Bloody hell. 20 quid, I can't believe that.
20.
Thank you, Dave, for the super chat there.
That's about 40 Australian dollars.
That's unbelievable. Thank you. That obviously, Mel, you'll see none of that. But
that's going to pay for StreamYard next month.
That is the StreamYard subscription sorted. Right. What was I going to say? No, thank you for that, David. I've completely lost me train of thought now. We were talking about little Asian kids.
Tommy, Lonnie's garage flips, isn't he? Is that right?
Yes.
He's the one who packs. He's the one that Tommy knows who just packs in his shed.
Yeah, yes. Yeah, well, he built that shed. I remember watching that shed. See, that's the other thing as well. I'm subscribed to Lonnie, and I haven't had a notification to say he's released a video for ages.
No, so I don't either.
Maybe I've not.
He's live.
I don't think he does much in the way of lives anymore, but I know he does because Nick was talking to me earlier about a video he'd done. I was like, I've not seen that even come up as a notification, so I need to check that. I keep forgetting.
So does he go live packing his orders, but
pre-recorded daily apparently?
Oh, pre-recorded packing his orders.
Yeah.
So how does he?
I've got 2 channels, Garage Flips and Shed Flips. Maybe I'm subscribed to the one he doesn't use anymore then.
Right. So Tommy's saying pre-recorded, but you said he reads out some comments. Comments from what he's recorded?
I imagine from the previous video.
Ah, okay. So he's packing his orders, so he's pre-recorded, so he's not getting distracted by the chat at the time, so he can still work productively, and he's just showing what he does.
I imagine so. I've not seen him.
Yeah, maybe that's maybe I'll do Mel in the man cave.
The Mel Cave, you mean?
Yeah, something like that.
The Mel Cave. I've named it. I should get you a sign like I did for Louise. But yeah, have you seen Rod's packing area yet?
No, he still refuses to show me.
Interesting. How much is it worth for me to send you the pictures and video footage that I've got of it? Will you match David's £20 super chat?
I've asked him to send me his packing station because I wanted to make sure it was all like productive, so you know he could work faster, but he won't send it to me, so I'm taking that means that he could have a more productive packing station.
Of course he can. It's Rod. It's probably a snake on it that looks like a frog.
I'll have to hit him up about that again. Actually, I forgot about that.
Kent Daigle is not having a spanner, Tommy. I'm not that brave.
That's what the deal. Okay, Tommy.
But yeah.
What's the difference between Shed Flips and Garage Flips? Because I'm subscribed to Garage Flips.
I imagine that he takes a shed and turns it round.
What?
Well, he's got to flip a shed, isn't he? He's got to take a shed, turn it upside down. That's it. That's what happens. Nobody ever show Lonnie this video, ever.
You'll be like, who are these 2 people that don't watch me?
Yeah. It'd be like, oh
everyone
my
God. Oh, okay, the hauls on one and the solids are on another.
Apparently Garage Flips is his hauls and Shed is his picking.
Okay.
There you go. I can't even keep up with the one channel I've got. Every time I go live or do a video, I use some subscribers because I share my strong opinions on people like Gary V. Rod could hire some frogs to help him do it. He seems to have it figured out. Yeah, without a doubt. I am still very much learning every day what I am doing. He's got another for reviews as well, apparently. Garage Geek Guy. Christ, 3 channels.
Wow. Garage Geek Guy.
Now that is somebody who works hard. Lonnie is the example you need. You need more Lonnie in your life.
I need more Lonnie. Is Lonnie on Instagram?
I don't know.
Mm.
The last time I saw Lonnie, he was on with Nick on Nick's channel. So yeah.
I need to see. I've watched him a few times, but like not all the time. So I need to see what all the hype is about Lonnie.
Well, there you go. If nothing else today.
Who's messaging you if it's not me?
I've had a friend request on Facebook from Haquin Yu.
Who?
Let's see who you are. Haquin Yu wants to be friends.
Haquin.
Lives in Cotabato City.
Block.
From Malabar. Oh, married. Right, no chance.
Block.
We're not making that mistake again. No, delete.
Do you know that I keep getting friend requests from people that are only friends with you?
Yes, probably my stalkers.
Yes, I keep getting all these like friend requests, and I'm like, I do not know this person, and then I'll look and it says mutual friend Andrew Nolan.
I had a policy. I always said yes to everyone, right? So there's a lot of people on my friend requests who probably friend list who probably aren't even human and probably bots. And now I'm more discerning. I have a look to see who it is before I press the confirm button.
Yeah, I think you have to be a little. I mean, I obviously share things about my kids and stuff on my Facebook, so you know, I don't just friend anyone.
Well, if we look at what's on my Facebook, let's have a look at my Facebook profile now. In fact, we could do it live. Who wants to see the Money Mental UK Facebook profile live on the internet? It could be anything on here. I've no idea what I put on it. Hang on. Well, let me just close down all these messages first, because I don't think people want to see their sort of private messages come up on screen. Close this. Why does Facebook run so slow on the computer? Close. Right. Okay. Right.
Who's got more trolls, you or Tommy?
Well, probably Tommy. I most of mine tend to get bored and you know, they'll give up after a while. Tommy seemed to be fairly consistent. Yeah. Right. I've got to give the hamster a minute or two to work on the in fact, I'm just going to open a new tab. You're up to 721 subscribers now.
Ooh.
Derek, I got Mel 30 subscribers, just saying, mate.
That is insane. Thank you, guys. Thank you. It's just bizarre. Like, I just it's embarrassing. That's weird. Thank you.
What's more embarrassing? Mel the Minion?
Yes, no minion.
Okay, there we go. Right. Okay, I've got the Facebook profile up. We'll see what's on there. Stu Mandry is world's biggest troll. That is true. Right, hang on. Right, share screen. Here we go. Right, what's on my Facebook profile? To be fair, I could have just asked anyone in the chat. They'll probably tell me. Here we go.
Doing?
I'm showing what's on my Facebook profile because I've no idea. Here is a picture of the website, moneymental.co.uk. Do check out that website for my recommended packaging supplies if you're in the UK, so that I can make much affiliate money. No other reason. You can buy them cheaper on eBay. Oh, hang on. Let's scroll down. Here we go. There's a video of me promoting Peter Ray. Look at how sexy I am. Look at the facial expressions in that video. The hamster's not working. The hamster's about to go live with a late night. I'm promoting YouTube. That's boring.
I'm worried what I'm going to see here. Why is
I
it so
am a palindrome. There we go. Promoting my oh, hang on. Right. No, don't message me when I'm live, for God's sake. I'm gonna have to deal with this message in a minute. Right.
I think that was a bit private. Oh my God. Do not open any messages on there, Andrew.
It came up. I didn't open it. It just come up. Right. We're gonna have to stop there, folks. Sorry, apologies. I can't show that conversation because that's.
Oh my God! Okay, you are never allowed to open your Facebook when you are live on a stream. Or I
didn't know that. Right. Normally, when I'm on Facebook, right, it don't even bother telling me I've got a message. I wasn't expecting that to come up there.
Somebody's cheating.
I'll have to end the stream in a few minutes, folks, so I can speak to my friend there. It sounds like she's going through a tough time there. Yes, the ice bucket challenge is on there, Aid, but unfortunately Tommy's got trolls, Andrew's got stalkers, opposite problems. True. So you're not far off making 20 cents a month out of YouTube.
I just want to, my kid's going to be, my 15-year-old boy, always his dream was to become a full-time YouTuber, and that was going to be his income. And I used to always tease him and just go, like, as if you can do that, as if you can make full-time income off YouTube. Like, so this is years ago, he used to say this, and when I started the YouTube, and I've got this running joke with him, like, what if your mum starts making money on YouTube before you do? And he's always like, as if my mum's going to make money on YouTube. So that'll be funny if I can like get to the 1,000. And then
I did show the revenue details of one of my lives the other day, but apparently that's bad and you can't do it. But yeah, the money you make, you know, it's pennies a day.
Yeah.
So it'll be cents a day for you from the YouTube. It's view dependent, and they have this clicks per minute calculation thing that I don't understand. But like a live stream, you know, if I did a Drink with Andrew live stream, 6 hours and whatever, you know, it won't make a huge amount of money. And the lives always seem to get demonetized, and they have to apply to remonetize them straight away as well.
Did you frame it, Tracy? Like your first little check?
It's paid direct into your bank account.
No.
Can't even frame it. Somebody's saying it's $100 per 10K views on average. I've got about 100,000 views at the minute, 101,000 views. But of course, a lot of those were before the channel was monetized.
That's a good check, Tommy. That's nothing to snub at.
Up to about $400 a year. So far, I'm getting about £60 a month consistently. So that's about 120 Australian.
I think I might end up hitting subs before my views.
Nothing wrong with that. It helps you prepare for it. Well, obviously, you're going to have to do a live interview with me soon. That will draw in the viewers.
Definitely.
If you've got, and if you still have any subscribers left after that, that'll be even better.
We'll do the next live over on my channel.
Sounds good to me.
Done.
Right, so we talked about your YouTube. What are your favorite brands to sell?
Brands. Oh.
Yeah. Do you go by brand, or do you go by pattern and design and such like?
I definitely look for brands and stuff, but I wouldn't say I've particularly got a favorite. Like, I don't know. I like selling Ralph Lauren. I like selling G-Star. I like selling.
Difficult with Ralph Lauren though, with it being so heavily faked.
Yeah, I think it is heavily faked, but I can still tell which ones are fake, and I'm all right with that, I think. And then I don't know. I like selling men's jeans, but not really women's.
Is there any reason for that? Is it the women, they're harder to sell to the ladies, more competition? Or?
Harder. Like, it's definitely harder to sell. There's a couple of brands that go okay, but definitely I find women's jeans harder to move than men's. But
I find women's jeans harder to fit in than men's as well.
I actually quite like selling the surf brands as well, like from the surf shops. They do pretty well for me. So yeah, if I ever get to Queensland and do a meet up with Bron, then I'll probably be looking for a lot of the surf brands up there, because they would have much more of it than we've got.
Yeah. Makes sense, being by the beach.
That's right.
I understand the geography. Liz is in Queensland. I know this because it's in her username. She's saying women's jeans are so slow to flip. She don't pick up anymore.
Yeah, I'm very careful with the brands I do pick up with jeans now, because a lot of the women's jeans in my store are probably getting a bit stale. I'm trying to mark them down or just get rid of them, because I don't look through all the racks of women's jeans anymore.
I wouldn't have a clue with women's jeans. I understand there's like nudie jeans apparently seem to do quite well. No clue. They're not what I think they are, so I lost interest. But G-Star, I wear G-Star jeans myself because I find the fit is really good.
Yep.
And the quality is good. I will pay up for G-Star jeans to wear for myself.
Jeans are the one thing that I will pay up. Like, I've got no budget on jeans. If I'm going out to buy a brand new pair of jeans, there's no budget. Whatever fits my butt best, my stomach best, like, just There's no budget for me with jeans. If I'm buying a brand new pair of jeans, I do not care. I would pay $300 for a pair of jeans that fitted my butt.
I just want something that fits my legs. If it does that, I'm happy.
Well, you're very tall, aren't you? 6'4".
Exactly. It's an issue. People don't appreciate, but it is an issue to get jeans that fit me properly and don't look like bloody clown trousers.
Yeah.
Yeah, find the two, you know, because I don't have my legs are, you know, they're long but they're skinny, so I quite often end up with jeans that make me look like I'm wearing clown trousers.
Yeah, I think jeans are one of those things that you really need to find them to fit you properly.
The G-Star 5501 or something, I think it is, they fit perfectly, but they don't make them anymore. So I've got searches set up on eBay for when they come up, and like, you know, even if they're like 30-40 quid, I'm like, I'll have a pair of those, please.
So what length, what's the inseam?
34 length. Well, to be honest, in some, it depends on the manufacturer. Sometimes it's a 35 or a 36 leg. With the G-Star, it's a 34.
Yeah, I don't find many jeans that are 35, 36 in length. So
they're impossible to find.
Yeah. And what's your waist? 30, 34?
36 now. I've got a bit fatter.
36, 34. I'll see if I've got any in my tubs.
Thank you for my care package.
Oh, it's still coming, isn't it?
Yeah, bloody Brad and Jazz can get a mug to me. That's all I'm saying.
I think I told you before Christmas. What's your address? I've lost it. I've lost the address. I need to get it again. I have started on the care package, but well, it's not even a care package. It's just a package.
If it involves me, it's gonna be a care package.
Send me the package. I've bought you a few things for it.
Oh, thank you.
Need to get it over there. See, you know what it is? It's because I don't send anything internationally. So it's like, how do I even do that? I don't even know how to do it.
Check out. Drew and Brad have both sent me stuff. I would ask Drew and Brad whatever they did. I've got all the adjustable waistline pants now. Never an issue. Always perfect fit, says Tommy. I am not wearing an elasticated waistband. Check out Vince jeans. I've not heard of those. Tracy, I'll have a look on the eBay now.
So Tracy, because Tracy's like 6 foot, isn't she? So like, are your boys really tall, Tracy? Like, how tall is your husband? 6 foot's quite tall, because I feel like I'm quite tall for a woman, but 6 foot's quite tall.
Yeah, we've got these Vince jeans here. Oh, hang on, these are women's jeans. So there's no men's Vince jeans over here, Tracy, unfortunately. We've only got the ladies' ones. That may be an issue for me.
6'5", that's crazy. My son would love to be that tall.
I'm 7'5". True story. I'm going to have to respond to some messages in a minute, because obviously my friend is obviously going through a...
I need to go and do those listings.
And you've got to do your 25 listings that you promised me you would do.
I'm going to do DVDs, so I don't have to do much. I told you, I'm not in the mood.
Well, right, I want to see the evidence, right, of you need to send me a picture of how many you've got listed currently, and then I want to see a picture being sent to me of how many you've ended up with, and that number had better have gone up quite substantially, and that's including sales as well. So you're gonna have to list a lot more than you think.
You'll be asleep and you'll forget about it.
I won't forget about it. I'm holding you accountable now. I will make sure this happens.
Millie's live tomorrow with us. Are you scheduling something, Tommy? Like, are you actually booking something in?
Yeah, I'll believe it when I see it. Right. We better say goodbye. So thank you to the people in the chat who have stuck with us so long. We've met Mel the Minion. We've experienced Mrs. Doubtfire. We've met Magnificent Mel herself. We've trash talked Gary V. That was mostly me. I've upset a few people in the chat. have described how to do eBay and YouTube wrongly. It's been a standard stream.
And you got me over 700 subs.
And we got Mel over 700 subs. So we've actually achieved something worthwhile. Thank you, everyone in the chat, for making it, as always, a great show. Thank you to our guest, Mel, for making this first episode.
You didn't even have one tourist.
Because I'm working tomorrow. I've got to be sensible. I've got 2 more days of work. Friday night, that'll be different. But yeah, thank you, everyone, and thank you to our guest. I will be back with another reseller interview at some point in the near future. I should be getting Jim from the Extreme Booters on. Just need to hook up with Jim, not in that way, to set out a suitable time for that. And many other guests coming soon. We're going to have Tap Peddler. I've seen we'll have Peter Ray, various others coming on as well for these one-to-one interviews, where again, we'll see how badly I can upset both the guests and the viewers. Thank you all for watching.
Thanks, guys.
Bye from me.
Bye.
Okay, we can have sex now.
You haven't even turned that off.